So we've got this Honda XL125S. This is the 1982, I think. Pick this thing up for £1,000. It's a great bike, rips, really fun. It's got a few issues. It's definitely farm fresh, as you can kind of see with the flex joints on the exhaust. It's got next to no wiring on it, and duct tape headlight and just about everything between. The issue we've got at the moment is that the float needle is stuck, so as soon as you turn the fuel on, fuel starts pouring out of the vent pipe, at least while the bike is running anyway. Typically it's not going to do it now, but I'll put a clip in of that. Turn that back off. So there you go. Okay, pouring out. So we're going to pull the carb. I've got a new intake boot for it. We've got an air filter on it because I'm not sure when any of this was last serviced. It does have some fresh gaskets and clean oil in it, but yeah, we'll pull it apart and go from there. All right, cool. So we're gonna pull the air filter. Probably have to take the seat off to do that. We'll get in there and change that carburetor. Here's the pile of parts that we do have. So we've got a fresh air filter, and intake boot, which I've already opened. It doesn't look right, but ours has a crack in it. This seems a bit short for our bike, but we try it, see what happens. Carb rebuild kit, new needle in there. Hopefully that solves that fuel flooding issue. And then I did go ahead and get a chain and sprocket kit for this thing because I don't know how well you guys can see it, but if you take a look, that sprocket does not look too good, and this chain is bone dry. Rear shocks could definitely do replacing at some point, but we will get to that once this thing rides alright. Right, let's take the carb off. What are we saying? Hey, oh, sorry. I don't know, maybe 8 now? If it will get in there. No chance at any of them. Right over here. Alright. It's not a bad start. We're gonna get in there then. Ratchet spanners. I'm gonna try and do all of this without draining all of the fuel out of the tank. Hopefully disconnect as little as possible. I know that you should do all of that, but we are trying to be quick so we can get on a ride. Still not even going to get in there with that. Perfect. Is that rounding or is that coming off? Nope. I know a toolbox isn't the ideal bike stand, but it's the bike stand that we have. Sweet. I'm hoping that we're just going to have to pull that whole assembly out, slide out of the airbox. Although it's not looking great. Let's get this breather hose out of the way. This was something I put on because there was no hose and it was just spraying oil right into the exhaust, which is ideal and smells great. There's no clamp on it. I hope you guys can see this. It might be a bit dark, but yes, we're going to try and not disconnect the throttle cable. We are going that quick and easy on this. Oh, there's the fuel. Where's the fuel line? Over there. Nice. Fuel on the exhaust. Cool. Right. That gasket looks okay. I mean, that boot, you can see what I mean about it being cracked around that joint, but if we grab our new boot, definitely looks like it's going to come up 10mm short, which I don't think is going to fit in the airbox, but we'll try it, see what happens. Okay, well, let's catch all of that fuel. It does seem okay. It's not actually gone all the way through. We might just run that boot for a bit, I think. OEM quality seems a lot better than the Chinese quality that we've got. Okay. Some questionably rounded screws in the bottom. That's nice. Get a dish. Way too much stuff. We might extend that breathe hose. New lid. Is that going to work? You put a little joiner in, I suppose. Just feed it down to the floor instead. All right, we'll see. We'll see about that. Okay. A nice regular fillet. Yes. Oh, that's not even tight. I was worried about it being rounded. Quite know how we're gonna go about catching all this, but that'll work. Maybe a rag. Oh boy. I know this isn't a proper way to do it, but this is how you get on a ride in the next 20 minutes. So I don't think we're going to put the chain and sprocket on yet. I think we'll probably make sure this thing works. I mean, there's a little grimy in there, but it's not bad by any means. So, there is our float. Everything else looks pretty clean. So how does that pin come out that holds in the float needle? Picks. Some of them. This way? Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that. Oh, you should do this. Oh, that is why you should do this on a bench, to be fair. I was literally about to mock it, but there we go. Right. It's stainless, so it's obviously not going to be magnetic. Problem then, because that needle looks absolutely fine. Probably going to stick with the OEM float. I mean, they don't appear to have a hole in them. Hopefully that clip is already on our needle, because that looks fiddly. So not bad. Yeah. Does it have the seal in there? No, but I think that needle is correct. Looks okay. Now, I've never pulled one of these carburetors apart. I was about to say that it might be the seat, but it does not look that way, which is fine. Everything else in that carburetor seems to run great, so I'm not too worried about changing all of it. We will change the float bowl seal, because we're in there. Those are close enough. Nothing looks wrong with that, which is kind of concerning. But we'll change it and find out. It's going to stay there. That looks okay. Got a pin. I was really hoping that it was going to be more obviously incorrect in one way or another, but we were all with it. Alright, we're in. Maybe the float height is set a bit high, but I don't think that there's any adjustment in this one. Don't know. In the meantime, I don't know if you can see it, but that gasket is cooked. That is absolutely flat. We've got a freshie. I mean, it's got some sealant on there from someone in the past as well, so this has obviously happened before. Oh my god, and he ripped it. A little bit of crap in there, but nothing bad. Oh wow, yeah, that has been on there for a minute. Noise. Nice. Good enough for who it's for. So we've got our fresh gasket, looks correct. Keep that float safe because we might need that. Nice, okay, that's good. Oh, something is about to drop on axle stand. Right, let's put this back in. We could test that float, but it just means making a mess, but maybe it's for the best. So we turn the fuel on the other side. That should. Okay. That isn't really what we wanted to see. How is fuel leaking past that needle? Right, let's just check to make sure that we're not missing a seal in that carb diagram, in that carburetor, sorry. Because that float is still not sealing. Where is the float? It's 20. Yeah. This is an annoying website. No. We've got everything, I think. I am looking at CG125, but same engine, easier to find diagrams for. Oh look, we've got the part number of the actual flange that we need as well. Okay, cool. Alright, I think that we'll put it back together and see what happens, although I can see it dripping fuel from here already, so that's good. Alright, so I'm not really sure what happened there. I think I misfilmed it, but the carburetor is back on, all good, doesn't leak. Fuel tap is on. Is that on? Yeah, fuel tap is on, and there is nothing coming out of that vent tube. What it turned out to be was some debris, piece of rubber, I think, stuck in the seat of the needle and seat, so it couldn't seal up all the way. But we're good. That is good. Breather pipe's back on, carb's powered up. Good to go. So we're gonna change the air filter in it, and then head out for a ride. So what do we need? 8 valves. That one is just floating there. Alright, that is way too long. Cool, so all of the bolts holding on that air filter cover are way too long. Perfect. Oh right, okay, so that is gone. Alright, we can print one of them. There is no air filter. And we've got some mystery wires. I don't know what they do because this bike doesn't have a battery and it doesn't have any lights. Obviously the front light's taped over, there is no tail lights. That is just drilled through the airbox and kind of runs up into some DIY taped loom. but we will deal with that at a later date. If they're not doing any harm, they can get shoved back in the airbox. It's tight. Perfect. Right. Yeah, there is no filter at all there. And wow, yeah, you can see it. This thing has not had a filter in a long time. I told you it was farm fresh. Oh, there's a washer in there as well. Nice. Alright, get rid of that. Clean this the best we can in about 30 seconds. That's up. Cool, I mean it's not horrendous. You can see light through it, but it must have been filtering something. Fresh filter. Why is this two parts? I feel like, what is that? Alright, I'll chuck the inner on and go from there. Nice. I mean, this thing's ran with no filter for a while, by the looks of it. I'm not sure if it's jetted for that or what. I doubt it. We just stick with one. We'll run one, and if we need it, we'll chuck the other on. But this is going to be 10 times better than what it has had for a while. Alright, so seems right. Cool. Alright, this can just get shoved back in there, and we would cut all the wiring out of this thing at a later date anyway. Probably going to put a tail light on it, maybe get the headlight working, but that's probably about it. That's a shame. I don't want to. That is in French, so that is absolutely no good to us. I cannot read French. Someone probably can. A lot of people probably can. That is that back on. We're not gonna reuse these. This seems very overkill. So, 6 bolts. Is it M6? No. M5 bolts. There we go. Perfect washers. That looks like an M5 washer. Probably chuck some M6 ones in because I don't want it pulling through the plastic. And what size are these? 4mm. What we won't do is gun them in because they will just end up breaking. Oh yeah, look at that, perfect length, what guess? Yeah, that is the perfect length. Why someone put those stupid long bolts in there, I don't know. These look way better as well, and they're stainless, so no corroding. Can't actually bolt that to anything, and I feel like that's going to rattle out, so we'll leave that one for now. And yeah, I think that's it. I had to move the chopping because it started raining and there's absolutely no paint on that yet, but that is a story for another day. Alright, cool. So fuel is on, no leaks. It's actually got an air filter in it. Hopefully the jetting is okay. Chain and sprocket would be okay for this ride, I feel like. Yeah, see what happens. Alright, yeah, cool. So we're out. The float fix seems to have worked because there's no fuel coming out the vent tube. The ride's good with the air filter in it. Here's an actual just look around the bike. Like I said, farm fresh. But it rips. It's a fun bike, super light. It's definitely got a cool patina look to it, which is my kind of thing. I won't be cleaning it up. You know, first person's going to ask, when are you going to paint it? It's not going to happen. Go for a ride. Alright, so the GoPro battery died. We've just been out on a pretty good ride, hit a few trails. Everything's running great, no more fuel leaking out of that overflow pipe. The chainless rocket is quite clicky, so we will do that next time. This is the first video. I don't even know if there's going to be another one, but give us any pointers on what you think we could improve, what you want to see next time. £1,000 XLS125, you know, things banging. It needs stuff in the future, definitely fork seals. We know about the chain and sprocket, and I'm sure there's going to be other things. But yeah, she's a ripper. Thanks for watching.